Donald Trump signed the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement earlier today. The new agreement was one of the president's biggest priorities during his term and was passed out of Congress just days before the impeachment trial began. The deal was originally signed by the leaders of all three countries back in November 2018. However, the text was later changed after months of closed-door negotiations between House Democrats and the Trump administration. The updates added additional labor protections and got rid of controversial patent protections for certain drugs. The president is expected to tout this agreement as an important highlight during the 2020 presidential campaign, especially in the swing states that will see a lot of benefits from USMCA. Now, staying in that same area this afternoon, we see now that the USMCA has been signed by President Trump. The U.S. and Mexico are now waiting for approval by Canada, whose government is beginning the process this week. Canadian Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland introduced a motion in the nation's House of Commons to consider the agreement this week. Freeland asked Canadian lawmakers to work together to put Canada and Canadians first and get this important work done without undue delay, she said. Freeland noted during a press conference the trade agreement received bipartisan support in the U.S. in a highly polarized political climate, and she believes the Canadian government can do the same. The U.S. Justice Department is investigating a potential deal for Dairy Farmers of America to acquire the bankrupted Dean Foods. A Justice Department representative confirmed to the Wall Street Journal this week that the investigation is probing the potential loss of competition in U.S. milk sales, as Dean Foods and DFA are among the largest milk processors in the nation. Dairy Farmers of America represents roughly 22% of all U.S. milk processing, while Dean Foods is self-described as the largest processor and direct-to-store distributor of fresh fluid milk and other dairy and dairy case products in the United States. Dean Foods announced its bankruptcy in November of last year, while pledging to use the process to protect and support its ongoing business operations. Dean Foods is also announcing that at this time that it is engaged in advanced discussions with Dairy Farmers of America regarding a potential sale of all assets of the company. And finally today we see that the livestock marketers, an informal fraternity of livestock fieldmen, auctioneers, sales managers, and related livestock business leaders, held their 55th annual banquet in Denver during the National Western Stock Show. During the event, which was held at the National Western Club, 3 men were honored as the 2020 inductee class of the Livestock Marketers Hall of Fame. And the late Jerry Glico of Belt was one of those honorees. Glico passed away in February of 2019, and his legacy is still being felt in the livestock industry today. From his first job at the American Hereford Association all the way to the Western Livestock Journal, Jerry Glico was a face seen at many livestock sales across the state and nation. Congratulations to our great friend Jerry Glico. That's all the time we have for today.